Welcome to the Jazz Piano School Podcast, episode number 270. My name is Brenden Lowe, creator and founder of Jazz Piano School. Thank you so much for being here. In this particular podcast episode, I'm going to be going over 5 different ways to spark creativity in your improvisation. Now, these 5 ways that I'm going to be teaching you have worked for me personally throughout my entire career, and have also helped students really break through plateaus, get out of the box that they're stuck in. So these are going to be amazing, quick, short ideas that you can use in your own improv to kind of spark creativity, get some more emotion happening in your improv, and kind of start to shut off your brain a little bit and stop thinking about all the notes and theoretical concepts and things like that. My Accelerator program is about to close. There are some couple spots open. If you are interested in learning more about that, go to jazzpianoschool.com/small group to get the calendar of events. With that being said, let's dive right in. All right, so the first one is going to be focused improv challenges. So many times, students will sit down at the piano, they'll open up a tune, right? And they'll just start improvising. That's great. That's really fun, right? But is it helping me make actual progress? I don't really know, right? I don't think so. It's really not, because it's not a focused exercise. And sometimes we do need this, okay? I'm not talking about that, but again, the purpose of this podcast is to spark creativity. If we just sit down and play, that could be. I'm going to get to that. That's actually step 5. I'm going to talk more about this. But for now, we want focused practice exercises, right? So here's one, for example. I was playing over the changes to Autumn Leaves. We used to do this. I used to do a lot of these exercises back in college, and it was really, really fun at New School University in New York City. And so essentially what we would do, my teacher would have me play just 3 notes. Just 3 notes. And so I would have to play E flat, like F, G for the entire time and find out ways to make it work. Even if they were even if they weren't like the right notes, quote unquote, over certain chords, I could only play those 3 notes, and I could only use them in this register. So here we go. I'll try that with solo piano. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that might not have sounded great, but actually internally what I was feeling, and internally what you'll feel, is it's a challenge. It's really challenging, and you have to, what this does is it forces you to dig deep into your creativity. You're literally being forced to be creative, right? Which is the whole purpose of this. And so focusing on these small challenges, right, where you're actually boxed in further, because a lot of times when we're playing, there's so many notes. There's too many notes. It gives you too many options, right? So you lose your creativity with too many options. But when you're focused down to a couple options, you really have to work hard to be creative. So let's try and change this exercise. Maybe we move up a register or something like that, and maybe we can only use, some set of different notes, or maybe we can only play triads or dyads, right? 2 notes at a time. So maybe we just take an exercise where we only play 2 notes at a time the whole time. fun one. That was super fun for me. I got caught up. I got snagged in the middle actually because I was so focused on the dyads. But that's a great exercise. Okay. So I don't want to spend too much time with this, but again, the purpose of number 1 is to focus your improv with little to no options, and choose, you can choose rhythms. Like maybe you only use quarter notes the whole time. Maybe you only use eighth notes the whole time. Maybe you only use triplets the whole time. Maybe it's note wise, but focus your options down to just very little and use that. And I guarantee it'll spark creativity in your improv. Okay. The next thing that really helps and helps me a lot, and I don't see students do, is change the register. Change the register on the piano. Like solo in the super high end for the entire time. Solo in the low end of the piano for the entire time. I'm talking super low. Right down here. Okay? Or way up here. And maybe you just do it right hand alone without a bass note. Maybe try and hear the changes. 1, 2, 3, 4. The difference in textures is really going to start to change the way your ear hears things, and the way, if it's changing on the way in through your ear, your brain's going to interpret it differently and change the output, like the direction of your improv too. Same with the low end. Right? And so again, my improv is already changing because I'm slowing down that low end. So this is kind of like another focused exercise. It's kind of like a spin-off of number 1 because it's a focused exercise focusing on the register in the upper register, the middle register. Another great one is to pick octaves on the piano. So you can only solo between this C and this C. You can only stay within here. That's it, right? Or you can only go within, here. So you pick little, or maybe like a fifth, right? You pick little areas of the piano, but definitely solo in other areas of the piano. I really don't hear enough students choosing to use the entirety of the piano. I mean, it's an amazing instrument, right? We want to use all the notes. So that's going to be number 2, practice soloing in a different register. Number 3 is practice soloing in a different style. Now, if you need help with this, if you're obviously at home, just pull up iReal Pro. Select bossa, whatever it is. Just change the groove on iReal Pro, the drum roll trans groove, and it will completely change the way you feel things. Just solo with a bossa style. Whatever it is, right? Just change up the style, the groove. Like, don't always try and go for swing, because styles in jazz are really, really important. Maybe you can pull up some sort of funky beat. And again, most of this is going to be done by the drummer. New Orleans street beat, a 12/8 feel, right? You can kind of change around the time signature a little bit. That kind of relates to the groove, but just change up the style. We hear certain songs played the same way so many times. Autumn Leaves is always kind of played as a swing feel, always played like that, right? Make it a bossa, make it 12/8, make it a slow bluesy feel, right? Or like a slow dragging stride feel, whatever it is. And again, solo with iReal Pro, and I guarantee your improv is going to change with that as well. Number 4, this isn't a playing thing, but this is going to be to practice at different times of the day. Play and go to the piano at different times of the day, different when you're feeling differently, when your emotions are different, right? When you're happy, when you're sad, when you're reflective, when you're searching. Different moods in the way that certain events bring out certain things. When you're angry, right? My dryer stopped working yesterday for some reason. And I was like, are you kidding me? I sat down on the piano. I was peeved, right? And some cool stuff came out. And you'll find that when your emotions change, the time of day, the light, I'm not promoting drugs or anything, but if you've had a couple drinks or you had a nice meal, whatever it is, if you had some nice sparkling waters, right? Sit down at the piano and start to play a little bit, right? And you'll find different things come out as your mood changes, the light, when it's dark, when it's the wee small hours of the morning, right? That standard, 2 a.m., 1 a.m., 12 a.m., early in the morning, like right when you wake up, go to the piano, see what happens. Because I guarantee things are going to change in your playing. Your improv's going to sound different. Your mood's different. You might be tired. So you might just come to the piano and you're so tired. It's like 5:30 in the morning before work, right? You might just be like, just so tired, right? But you're not in the mood to do anything else besides just make pretty music. And I'm not trying to force myself to play anything. That could be a start to a song right there. And it was all because I kind of put myself into my mindset of just like 5:30 in the morning, coming to the piano and playing. Same if you're angry, right? Imagine what would come out if you're angry or you're all just like spinning your wheels in your head. Something happened. What would come out then? Okay. That's number 4. I got one more for you, right? 5. This is really, really fun. So this relates to number 1, what I was talking about. A lot of students just sit down and play. Now, I completely agree with this, and there is a place for just playing. And this is actually number 5. But there's a difference between playing what you know and letting yourself go, like letting your hands go free. Go free. And I highly recommend putting iReal Pro on to do this. Just let your hands go. Like try your best to shut your mind off and don't worry about mistakes. Don't worry about what sounds good, what doesn't. Just start to express. Think in colors, emotions, feelings, dreams, memories, places you've been, right? Conversations you've had. That glass of wine that was amazing. That meal, that food, the way that chicken tasted in Italy, right? Don't even think about notes anymore. Just let yourself express maybe that longing for that person that you've been wanting to be with or, whoever, missing your kids. Just let yourself go and it can be anything. So if we take Autumn Leaves again, right? We'll try and do this without anything here. Well, again, if you are playing with an iReal Pro track, that would be a little bit easier because you can take rest, but I'll just try and play. Yeah, because you don't want your left hand doing anything, really. I'd highly recommend doing this on your own with a group, right? So here we go. Let me see if I can pull up iReal Pro real quick. That way you can actually hear. I'm not sure if this is going to record properly. I think it will, but okay, here we go. a lot of that didn't sound great, but that's not what this exercise is about, right? It's about really, my note sticks on my keyboard up there. It's about really just letting go and tapping more into shutting off your mind to think about stuff and tapping into emotions, feelings, and any sort of just thing that removes you from your brain. It's like meditation. And essentially it's a meditative improv exercise where you're really just breathing and staying in the moment and feeling your body rather than judging yourself and saying, okay, I didn't play that right note, or that sounded like crap, or your mind's just going constantly. What should I play here? What chord tones are those? What scales should I use? How did I play bebop? That sounded like crap. Maybe I'll try this lick. Your mind's always thinking. This exercise is about shutting that off and just playing and being okay with whatever comes out. And this is going to help you just in all aspects of improv, right? In comping and playing and performing, just in general, just being okay with music as it is, the way that it's produced, because all music is gorgeous. Even beginners, kids playing tunes or beginners playing tunes, that's gorgeous as well. And it's beautiful in its own way. And wherever you're at right now is perfect. That's where you should be at, right? It doesn't mean you're bad or you're good or you stink. I hate when people say that, teachers say that, oh, you have to choose music or this, like you have to be dedicated. Like, it's okay. We're not all in this for the same reasons. You don't have to be in it to make it as a living or like be a, professional jazz pianist. You can just be to have fun. And this exercise is fun. It gives you an outlet to express yourself. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that podcast. I'll talk to you soon. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Don't forget to go to jazzpianoschool.com to check out all of our free, amazing education, all of the free podcast blogs. We do have a membership if you're looking to take a next step forward with us, get access to over 1,000 different jazz piano videos, playbooks, mini courses, a main course curriculum, success path, and so much more. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at support@jazzpianoschool.com. I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, happy practicing.